centre display unit.
Here you are, Captain Peacock. Here's Fred Astaire. Mr. Lucas is following on close behind with Ginger Rogers. And don't let me catch you dancing cheek to cheek with it.
Just pull the trousers up, Harman. We'll be having customers here in a minute.
I'm sorry, Captain Peacock. Only Mr. Ludlow's just been giving his works a quick tweak with the screwdriver.
I'm afraid we've had a few technical problems. One does have these teething troubles, you know. It's a very sophisticated piece of equipment.
Doesn't look very sophisticated with its trousers down.
Have I missed something?
This is one of the automated display units for the new dress hire department.
There's £10,000 worth of equipment here.
Fancy.
Captain Peacock, I do hope that I'm not late. I notice that the customers are already coming in. Oh, good morning, sir. Are you being served? Braces, Mr. Humphreys.
Explain to him, Mr. Humphreys.
Is that it? Is that the robot they've all been making a fuss about? Don't look very lifelike to me.
Well, you don't look very lifelike at this time of the morning, come to that.
What in heaven's name's that?
It's that robot they've all been going on about.
Well, it looks just like all the other models. What does it do that's different?
Well, that's different.
I hope that's not going to be a common occurrence. Oh, she's got plenty of nothing.
Nothing.
Mr. Lucas.
Yes, we do.
Yes, Captain Peacock.
Semi-clad models are not permitted on the floor.
I'm sorry, Captain Peacock.
Miss Browns, adjust the costume on that model.
Will you please remove your hands?
There speaks the voice of experience.
Store's opening. Are these things going to function, or are they just going to stand there all day? Just about ready, sir. Now, I've programmed them for a very simple first manoeuvre. Now, he's going to salute, like that, and she's going to curtsy, just to acknowledge him.
You know, people very seldom curtsy in these days.
My milkman does. You should stop answering the door in your tiara. You've been there early, have you?
Would you like to do the honours, sir?
Oh, yes, of course. What do I do?
Now, just press button 3. The information is already in the memory.
Right, here we go then. Before I do press button 3, I think it worth pointing out that in so doing, I'm opening up a new era for Grace Brothers, the era of automated display. To borrow the words of the first man on the moon, a small step for man, a giant step for mankind. Is that all? Well, it's not easy to take a giant step with your trousers round your ankle.
Excuse me, sir, you did actually press button 8 with the thumb of your left hand as you were preparing to press button 3 with the forefinger of your right. So it received the wrong signal.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Does button 8 always result in the lowering of the trousers in that manner?
Well, yes, it's to help make a speedy change of clothes.
Well, if you ask me, we could all do with one of those. Can you imagine leaping out of bed and shouting, I'm late, I must press button 8.
Right, ready to go again?
Before I do press button 3, I think it worth pointing out...
Excuse me, sir. You've done that.
Oh, ready?
Yes, ready.
Ready?
Yes, quite ready.
Oh, get on with it. The suspense is killing us.
He looks a bit nervous.
Perhaps he's worried about his trousers. Well, I've sent the signal. I think he's got the message.
Oh, something's happening, look.
Oh, it's uncanny, isn't it? My pussy saw that, it'd be straight up the curtain.
Press it again.
It would seem that something has gone wrong.
You can't expect it to curtsy after he's treated her like that. Here we are. Here's a sugar. Who wants what?
Well, I prefer brown.
Well, I'll give you some at this end where the gravy went in. Mrs. Slocum?
I'd like 2 big ones.
Shirley?
Not for me, thanks. It's fat me.
Yeah, dear. Have one of these. It's saccharine.
Oh, I didn't know you was on a diet.
Ooh, I have to hold back. I had a dinner party last night.
Oh, was it a special occasion?
Well, it was to show off my new electric log fire. It's got one of those revolving discs that puff out electric smoke. It's got quite pretty, really.
What did you give them?
Cannelled halibut.
What's cannelled?
Well, it's a very refined way of doing fish.
You chop it up very, very small until it's a smooth paste.
Fancy you going to all that trouble.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to, but I slipped when I came out the fishmongers and trod it.
Can I join you for coffee?
Ah, we wondered where you were, Stephen.
I was having a sandwich in the boardroom.
A sandwich in the boardroom?
Young Mr. Grace sent for Mr. Rumbold and myself to ask our advice about the Golden Shoes competition.
Golden shoes competition? What's that?
It's a national contest among department stores to find the champion ballroom team.
Last year, Derry and Tom's were at the floor with us.
What's it got to do with you?
Well, young Mr. Grace wants our ladies and gentlemen's department to form the team this year.
Why us?
6 years ago, I was in the team that reached the quarter-finals. I was in soft furnishings and fabrics at that time, if you remember.
Oh, yes. You were a legend.
Yes, I was. What is more important is that we have hidden talent lurking in our midst. Now, we've been looking through Mr. Humphrey's records.
I was innocent of the charge. It was a case of
And it appears that at one time he was an instructor in the Twinkle Toes dance salon in Weston-super-Mare.
Oh, now that is muckraking.
And before that, at the age of 8, he was a sunshine babe.
Oh, it's just like being on This Is Your Life.
The sunshine babe. What did you do?
I'll show you. Powder your face with a big smile and make up your eyes with laughter. Folks will be laughing with you. Hey!
I saw them. They had fringes and little short frocks.
That's what gave my mother the idea.
Young Mr. Grace feels that Mr. Humphreys could be, as it were, the trainer.
Well, what about the rest of us? There's more than 2 in a team.
Well, at the Christmas party, Mrs. Slocum, you revealed that you were very light on your feet.
She was very light in the head as well.
You're getting cheeky again, Mr. Lucas.
Mr. Lucas, I believe, was a frequent visitor to the Palais de Danse.
Oh, no, I don't go there for the dancing, no. I only go there for the chatting.
He got chucked out the other night.
What for?
He tried to sneak in on the under-25s night.
How did you know that?
I was there.
Anyway, young Mr. Grace is very anxious that we should compete and promote the dress high department by wearing their costumes.
Oh, yeah, not me. It's very nice.
Knowing that we have to do a lot of work, he is prepared to pay us a bonus of £25 each.
Oh, what's that got to do with complexion on the whole thing?
I'm very fond of ballroom dancing, you know. I'm not good at it, but I'm very fond of it.
And I shall inform young Mr. Grace that I have your full cooperation.
Do you want the piano forte, Captain Peacock?
Mr. Rumble, where would you like the piano, sir?
Oh, well, there will do very well, thank you.
The piano department said if it ain't back by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, it's down to you.
I have written permission from Mr. Widgery.
That's typical, isn't it? Take what you know, so you know.
Right, pay attention, class. Now, this evening, the first thing we're going to do is... Mr. Rumble. Mr. Rumble. Not while I'm instructing, please. Now, the first thing this evening we're going to do is to brush up on our quick step. Hands up, who doesn't know how to do the quick
I
step?
don't.
What do you do when you go dancing?
The funky chicken.
I'll put you down as isolation freestyle.
Is that the one that goes dee-dee-dee-dee-da?
It's hard to tell the way you do it.
I do hope it's that one because I do that very well.
I think perhaps, Mr. Humphreys, we better start at the beginning.
Yes, shall you and I show them?
Yes, I think that'd be best.
Shall I lead?
I'll lead.
Take your partners.
Just a minute. I think that as I know something about it, and as Mr. Granger knows something about it, we ought to take Mr. Lucas and Miss Brahms.
Yes, it's a good idea.
Fate has thrown us together at last, Mrs. Slocum.
Belt up and you'll learn something.
What are you doing? Directing the traffic?
Now, you will note that Captain Peacock's hand is in the small of my back. Hands in the small of the lady's back. This would be wrong. And this... This would also be wrong. So, hands in the small of the back.
What happens if your arm won't stretch that far?
If I have any more of your lip, I shall tread on your toe.
Shall we show them just the first basic steps? Ready for the music? Take the time from me. And slow, a quick, slow. Ready for the fishtail? Spin. You have a very positive lead, Captain Peacock.
Ask him if he's free on Thursday.
I think that was rather too complicated.
Yes, perhaps we ought to start with the foxtrot.
Good idea. Any question?
Yes. How is the piano playing?
Adequate, Mr. Rumble?
Well, if you think you could do any better...
I think with the slower tempo of the foxtrot, harmonies like these would fall more easily on the ear.
thank you, Captain Peacock, but I still prefer my version.
As you will.
Dancing so well and playing the piano as you do, I'm quite surprised to find you working in a store.
Playing the piano as you do, I'm not at all surprised.
Please. Shall we try the first part of the first couple? Mrs. Slocum, are you ready?
Quite ready.
Hand in the small of the back, Mr. Lucas.
I can't find the small of her back. I can find the big of her back, but I can't find the small of her back.
I'm so sorry.
Now, please. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't dance so close.
I'm not dancing close, she's dancing close.
Mrs. Slocum feels that you're taking advantage of her.
That is not the case, Captain Peacock. I hold the back of her out there, but the front of her finishes up here.
Well, do the best you can.
Very well.
Are we ready to resume?
That's much better.
1, 2,
Yes,
3.
I do the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
If he does not behave himself, then I shall not proceed.
Mr. Lucas, if there's any more of this, I shall ask Mr. Rumbold to make an adverse entry in your record.
I'm terribly sorry, Captain Peacock. I didn't realise it was that serious. I'm truly sorry.
Anyway, I'm puffed. Let somebody else have a go.
Yes, good idea. Now, try the next couple, Mr. Humphries.
Mr. Granger?
He's dropped off. The excitement was too much for me.
Wake him up, Mr. Humphries.
Mr. Granger?
Wait, I'm just serving Prince Philip. You'll find the sleeves will ride up with wear, Your Highness.
Mr. Granger, are you free?
Yes, I'm free.
Take up partners for the foxtrot.
Oh, yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. Granger, you've left your engine running.
I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure where to start.
We saw your difficulty.
But mind you, I'm excellent once I do get started.
The competition might not last that long.
You know, my father always said, play a good game of tennis and a good game of bridge and learn to dance well, and you can mix with all the crowned heads of Europe.
And did you?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I had BO.
What a fragrant memory to look back on. Well, let's try it all together, shall we? Everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn! Try next time round.
Rumbold here. Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Grace. The dancing? Oh, it went very well, sir. We put in 3 hours overtime last night, and I think we have a team with a chance.
Good. Well, I shan't put them on unless I think they're good, you know. By the way, Rambo, are you dancing?
I'm on the piano, sir.
I once saw Fred Astaire dancing on a piano, you know. Looked to me very dangerous.
No, sir. I'm on the keyboard.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Think of your great big feet all over a keyboard. I can't imagine that.
No, sir. My hands are on the keyboard.
Really? Dancing with your hands on the keyboard? Even Fred Astaire couldn't do that. Well, he did once dance on the ceiling.
Perhaps I should start again, sir.
And there is your receipt, sir, and thank you very much. Really good.
Menswear. Hello, Leslie, dear. It's the higher stock room. They want our sizes.
What for?
For our suits for the competition. Hang on a minute, Leslie, love. Mr. Granger, do you know your vital statistics?
I've had no interest in them since I lost sight of my toes.
Hang on, Leslie, and I'll hand you over to our Mr. Lucas. Yes, he's right up your street. What's he like? Well, he's so...
I'm 60-ish, baldish, fattish, and I limp. Oh. Oh, it's a girl.
What do you expect? Ready, Mr. Granger? Stand by.
Stand by, Leslie.
Head.
Head.
7.5.
7.5.
Neck.
Neck.
16.
16.
Chest.
Chest.
42.
42.
Waist.
Waist.
42.
42.
Hips.
Hips.
42.
42.
Inside leg.
Inside leg.
31.
Foot.
Shall we serve again with new ball?
Are we going to be much longer?
I think I've got it right now, sir. Now, I've designed a very simple program. He will raise his hat and do a courtly bow, and she will nod to show her appreciation. And if all that works, I shall program them to do a little dance together.
This should be good. We worked very, very hard on this one.
Would you like to do it, sir?
Well, no, perhaps Mrs. Slocum would like the honour.
Oh, I'm not very good with mechanical things. Though I did once hit the jackpot on the pier at Blackpool.
Did you? I once hit the jackpot under the pier at Blackpool.
Mr. Harmon.
Now, just press button 1 for the hat raising, 2 for the bow, and 4 for the nod to show appreciation.
Well, I feel just like the Queen launching a big battleship.
Happy days.
Here goes.
Right, Job, I think you got it right this time.
Got a bit of rheumatism in the arm. It's the weather that does it, you know.
2 for the bow.
It wasn't me. I didn't even press the button to show her appreciation.
All right, she's showing everything else.
Here, I just remembered it wasn't Blackpool, it was Yarmouth.
I'm putting on my top hat, tying up my white tie, answering my mail. Rumbled here.
How's dancing?
Oh, going very well, Mr. Great. We're just getting ready for the dress rehearsal.
Oh, good. I'll come down. I'm on my way.
Well, I don't think we'll actually be ready for another 10 minutes, sir.
Don't worry about that. It'll take me as long as that to get to the lifts.
Fire department. I think there's been some slight mistake over my dress suit. What's my name? Would you believe Stan Laurel?
Ready, Captain Peacock?
I'm just complaining about my suit, sir.
Oh, don't fuss, Peacock. It'll be put right in the morning. We've always got 1 or 2 adjustments to be made.
In my case, they'll need to build an annex.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Mr. Granger, you look very smart.
Thank you very much. I feel quite romantic.
Well, the clothes should be all right. I understand they're bankrupt stock from a theatrical costumier.
Ah, then this is Stan Laurel's.
I've got the name Michael Wilding in mind. I think they must have let it out a bit.
Something a bit spooky about this suit, you know. The pockets are full of birdseed, and this hat smells like it's had a rabbit sleeping in it.
Don't exaggerate, Mr. Lucas. I'm sure there's a perfectly logical explanation.
You're quite right, Mr. Rumble. The rabbit has been sleeping in it.
It's my own. I wore this when I won the Golden Pumps for the Gay Gordon.
Does it light up in the dark?
Thank you. I shall go to the ball.
Oh, do you know, they love pulled this in at the back.
Oh, then I'll let it out in the front.
What was that bulge in your pocket?
It's a chicken.
Oh, ask a silly question.
Go on, hold your hand out. It's going to lay an egg.
Come along now. We just need Mrs. Slocum, and then we can start.
She couldn't get in the lift.
Am I anywhere near the edge?
Just keep walking. We'll tell you when.
I'm not coming down until somebody gives me a hand.
Michael Wilding, Anna Neagle needs your assistance.
It's all right, Mr. Granger. Allow me.
Oh, that journey up the stairs. I'm puffed out.
There's a chair for you, Mrs. Slope.
Oh, thank you so much, Miss Brown. Oh.
Will you tell her? Will you tell her, or shall I?
You're the senior, sir.
Are you there, Mrs. Slocum? We'd better get on our feet. Young Mr. Grace will be down in a minute.
What's he going to see first?
Well, if you don't get up, no hands, 2 knees, and a lot of bumps a day, so...
I've just come to see if you're good enough to go in for the competition.
Oh, yes. Come and sit down, sir. Over here, sir. That's all right. And we'll show you the freestyle formation first, I think, sir. Now, line up, everybody.
May I ask you a question?
Of course, sir.
Is your head getting bigger, Peter?
Oh, no, sir. It's an optical illusion created by my hat. You ready, Mr. Rumbold?
Ready?
Over to you, Mr. Humphrey.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What do you think, sir?
Well, it's a shambles, except for those two at the end there. What are they for?
They're from here, sir. They're the automated display units.
I see. Well, order 4 more and send your silly lot home.